Good morning, everyone. We'll start with the next concept of module 2 today. The slide is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So in the previous class, we have discussed regarding various precast structural members like wall panels, beams. So these are the previous slides. Just refreshing those things. Correct. So initially we have started with roof and floor panels, and then precast planks that is connected with joist, and then the erection process and how exactly the joists are connected to the other structural members. Then different types of wall members like cross wall system, long wall system, basically depends upon the load bearing capacity. They have classified this one as cross wall system as well as long wall system. And then the storage of wall panels, how exactly they are going to place in the required location. Then the erection process of wall panels. Then shear walls, we have studied different types of beams. And then the RCC precast staircase. Here also you can see the ready-made structural members of this precast staircases are manufactured in the factory, and then they are going to erect this one here. Okay, so the main thing is you need to check with the conventional structures, like the conventional structural members of staircases. In the conventional structural members of staircases, here they are going to join this particular structural reinforcements to the, I mean, they are going to connect these staircase reinforcements to the slab reinforcements. But here it is very difficult to do that. The thing is like here you need to maintain these additional bars to the slab members, and that entire load to carry, I mean, to the transfer to this slab members itself, right? So only through this additional reinforcements. So we need to be very careful while presenting, meanwhile fixing these staircases to the slab members. I mean, we need to fix that one at a particular location, right? So the thing is like these reinforcements. One minute. Okay. So whatever the reinforcements you can see here, this one they are going to fix it within the slab members, and here also you can see. So in some cases you can see the sandwich panels, because once if they have connected through these members and one more members will come here, on top of this again they are going to pour some additional additives, so that this particular reinforcement they are going to fix with those additional additives. Okay, so like that you can see the storage of precast staircases, and here you can see the connection joints, I mean, while erection process, just you can zoom it, right? Through that even they can lift that one, and here you can see the additional reinforcements, right? So these additional reinforcement they are going to stick and connect with the slab members. And here by using the stirrups and reinforcement, and in some cases you can see the plates in this way, right? The steel plates. So the steel plates they are going to connect with the slab members, and whatever the connections will be there, the nut and bolt connections, clear? So it is going to fix up with those slab members. And here you can see the storage area. So while storage area directly they are not going to rest on the ground level. Again they are going to place some wooden planks, so that that load which is distributed equally, as well as there will not be any lateral forces, it will get applied through the from the earth, right? And here the thing is like to maintain the gap between one member to the other member. The main reason is the stresses will get developed at a certain part of the member where it is to weaken. So that time the cracks will get appears in the structural members. So to avoid that, they are going to place this additional members only at the place of storage area. So by placing this, whatever the stresses will be there, I mean they are going to apply during the storage places, we can be avoided that. Clear? And then here you can see the lifting process of staircases. By using various lifting gears, they can lift this one. And one more thing, it's like after placing these lifting gears in such chain pulley method, they are going to place the additional members on below this. Means it is like a hidden one here, so it will be there just below this at this part, right? So they are going to place this additional plate members. So whatever the stresses will get developed here, it can be omitted by these additional plates. Clear? Else what it happens suddenly if chain is continued in this way, correct? So just below this. So here once it start lifting, so here the stresses will get developed. If you have placed this additional member or plate, so that stresses it can take care by these plates. Okay, similarly here also they will be placing that additional members as a part of the plate like this. Okay, so this is the chain method, I mean the chain, and here they are going to place the additional plate so that once they start lifting this, the stresses will taken care by these plates. Clear? And here also you can see they have provided certain connections. By using this also they can lift this one and they can place that one at the required location. Here you can see the different joining connections of the staircases. Okay, and these particular holes especially they have prepared that one to lift the staircases. Then most important concept, that is joints of different structural connections. Here you can see various structural components: beam, column, footing, slab, doors, windows, right? It's like what in the prefabrication concepts, the joining process is most important. So we need to concentrate more on these factors, like which type of connections we need to provide on which type of building, and which connection is suitable to consider that particular load. Right? So many various concepts are there. We'll study one by one. So you have seen various structural components like beam, columns, slabs, footings, and all. We need to connect from one member to the other member. So in various aspects, various joints will come. In that, it starts with the first part, joining of column to footing, joining of column to beams on top of the column, joining of column to beam at intermediate sections, and then joining of beams in one beam to other beam, and then forming of joints of arc structures, especially it comes under in tunnels and other structures like where we'll get the arc like structures, and then the joining of joints of precast tension structures, and then joining of precast monolithic reinforced concrete structures, right? So my voice is clearly audible, or whether it is disturbing?
No, sir, it is clear.
It is clear, right? Thank you. Okay, the first one will start with here. So before that, I was just showing a small video clip regarding this production of staircase, how exactly they are going to manufacture this one in the prefabricated areas. Just we'll watch that video and we'll come back. This slide is visible. I mean,
Yes,
this
sir.
video clip.
No, sir.
No,
Not
sir.
okay. 1 minute. Now,
No, sir.
now it's visible. It is.
Yes, sir.
It is. It is okay. So in this, you can see the manufacturing process of staircases, in the manufacturing site. Okay, this is just like a time lapse video, and first only they need to Now the first one is finished. We can see the reinforcements, sorry, the formwork, how they are going to attach this one. So they are not going to manufacture as it looks in the building, like vertically. So initially, they will check all the measurements like the dimension of threads, dimensions of risers, and the number of steps, and then the flight, the distance of flight. So each and everything they are going to design in well manner as per the design concepts, and then at the end they are going to provide certain reinforcements or other connections so that they can join this one to the next structural members. So they are going to provide the form of here for the reinforced so manufacturing of the staircases, and they are going to provide, we can see in this previous part. So this person is applying adhesives just to avoid the leakage after the placing of concrete. And even they are going to mark on that. Now they are going to place the reinforcements, and before this you can see here they have placed the cover here, right? So this is the cover part so that it is going to maintain certain gaps from this formwork to this reinforcements. So reinforcements is already prepared and directly they have installed this one. And here they are going to provide the next formwork for to maintain the riser and tread, whatever the vertical planks you can see here, horizontal planks, so which is going to maintain the rise and tread dimensions. So now the compaction process is going on by using the needle vibrator. So later they are going to erect that one as per the required location. Okay. This presentation slide is visible, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, thank you. So we were discussing about these connections. We'll study one by one with respect to this. So first one, that is joining of column to footing. Basically, this footing, like, it's comes after the foundation part. So here what we are going to do, that foundation we are going to construct as per the conventional method itself, because nowhere it is possible to connect with the precast elements to the earth, right? So in that case, as we get the hard strata in the earth, we can decide the depth of the hard strata, and then we can decide the further design concept, so that which type of foundation we need to provide there. Either we should go for shallow foundation or we should go for deep foundation. That is depends upon the structure, I mean the dimensions of the footings or dimensions of these foundations. Clear? So in this part you can see the connections of the column to footing. So this is considered as a column and this is the footings. So various connections we can see here, right? So this is the cast in plate for the connections. So this particular plate that helps to connect this column to this footing. Okay, and then this is cast in situ foundations. Initially they are going to prepare this one on top of the foundation part, and then footing is just like a part of foundation, huh? So footing and foundation are not same. Footing is just a part of a foundation. So now once they prepare this footing part, and they are going to leave certain space for to connect the next structural member like column. Clear? So this plate what you can see, so this is going to help to connect this column to beam. And then this shim plates what we can see, so here So these shim plates, whatever the vibrations will get developed in the structural members, it can get bear those vibrations, and it is going to provide certain suspension, because suddenly when load is applied on this column port, might be the damages and all the stresses after getting development of the stresses, this cast in plate for connections, whatever you can see, that one it may get damaged. So it's like the shim plates and all, which is going to maintain certain gaps from this column to footing part, so that which is going to maintain a proper connections in column to footing. And here you can see the screwed anchors, so that is going to connect from this dry packs to the footing part. Clear? And here these screwed anchors, it will be having certain nut and bolt connections. So through this nut and bolt connections, they are going to connect this screw anchor to the footing part. And here also you can see this. So this is already constructed one, this is considered as a footing, and now the column is going to be attached for this. Already this footing, it is already constructed, and here you can go with the nut and bolt connections. And once if they place this, they can go with the joining of next structural members. And here you can see, so before this joining of column to footing, we'll watch a small video clip. Presentation slide was visible, right? So just goes on
Yes,
explaining.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will share that video clip. Okay, this bolt connection video clip first slide is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So in this you can see the
Yes, sir.
connections. Okay, connections of footing to the column. So here they are going to place the additional members. Initially, this footing they are going to manufacture. I mean, they are going to construct in the construction site itself, because it is a part of a foundation, right? So they can't construct that one in the manufacturing site, and then they are going to install that one at the required location. This footing part they are going to manufacture it in the site itself. So first they are going to check the hard starter of this just like an animated video, so you need to understand the concepts as clear as possible, and everything it's not possible as you see here, it's just the animated video, so the things will get differs in reality with the animation part. So here think that this is the hard starter of the earth, and they are going to install that one as per the depth of the hard starter. Then they're going to place this footing part, and then on top of that they are going to installing the column sections. So here you can see the nut and bolt connections, and once you place this, they will go with some nut and bolt connections, and then they will tighten those connections. So once they tighten those connections, you can see the lifting equipments or other structural, I mean other elements which help to erect or install those structural members, they are going to remove those additional members, and then again they are going to connect these two structural members like column to footing, right? And now whatever the connections they have provided, it can be sealed with some other additives. Clear? So this is the connections of column to footing. Clear? So like that we can go with similar structures to the okay. The slide is visible now, right? Joining of
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
columns.
sir.
Okay. So next we go with beam to column connection. So here in beam to column connections, you can see with various connections. Here you can see with the different the columns they have connected at the interior part. For example, during the interior part, in the sense when this particular column, which is considered as a center column. So for that, the different columns will move from that particular direction. So here, this one you can place at the center of the room places, so that in some cases, four different beams will get joined at this portion. And here at the exterior part, so this face is considered as the exterior wall connections, or the outside of the building. And through this, we can provide only three different beams in this way, right? And here at the corner place, can go with only two different beams for this. We can connect this one to this column portions. And similarly, you can see this is different types of connections we can see at the regular interval of the floors. Yeah, during it from one floor to other floor, this particular portion it is considered as the ground floor, and which is considered as the first floor. Yeah, so this particular portion, and after this, a slab will come and place in this way. Yeah, so similarly, the slab will come and place in this way. So the top portion it is considered as the first floor, and then the bottom portion from this you can consider as the ground floor. So during that place, we can show the connections in this way. And similarly, this is at the exterior connections. I mean, one side is the kid wall, which is shown with the outside of a building part, so that no other beams will come there. And during at the corner part, we can provide only two particular beams. They are opposite with each other, with a, not opposite with each other, with a 90 degree of the inclination. They can provide these beams. And then here at the roof interior means, so this is the last floor what we can see, so that no additional column sections we can see after this part. Yeah, we cannot see this part. So here also, which is same, this roof interior, and which is similar to this top, three different types of connections what we can see, that is roof exterior, and then roof corner. The same thing what we have seen for one floor to other floor, this is at the end floor what we can see after this portion. And here various connections will be there from column to beam. So those connections we'll study now. These are the different types of connections, and here you can see how exactly they can provide these connections. So these particular figures shows with A, B, C, D. They have shown different types of connections from beam to column. So this considered as beam, and this considered as column now. Okay. So in the beam to column connections, the first figure you can see, that is shock welded cleat. So this particular additional members, that cleats, which is going to connect two different structural members. The main function to provide this cleat is to provide, I mean, to provide certain joints from one member to other member. It is going to connect two different structural members. Similarly, you can see in the roofing members we have studied. So these are the horizontal members and vertical members what you have seen. So rafters as well as the purlins. So here, which is going to connect this horizontal member to the vertical member. I mean, to the rafters. I mean, it joins rafters as well as the purlins, right? So for that member, we can call it as cleat. So similarly, in the connections of two structural members also, we can provide these cleats that is going to provide with nut and bolt connections. So this is shop welded cleat in the sense here it is already attached to this structural members only at the time of joining we'll go with nut and bolt connections. Okay, so this particular cleat which is already welded and through that welded plates it will come and connect with the nut and bolt connection. So here we can see both nut and bolt connections as well as welded joints also. And here the second one that is end plate. So here you can see the structural members, the one plate which is attached to the column and one is attached to the beam. So they are interconnected with each other at this part. So when the load bearing capacity is more, during that cases they are going to provide this end plate connections. So this end plate connections, one is attached with the column and one is attached with the beam, so that through those again nut and bolt connections they are going to fix this one. And here you can see the third one that is double angle web cleat. So double angle web cleat in the sense it will be there in this way, clear? So during this part one is attached to this column portions and one more which is came outer, this is attached to the column portions and here the beam part will be there, right? So I think that this is beam part. So here that plate which is attached here, so like this, these connections you can see it's like the double angle web cleat. So these connections they are perpendicular with each other. Here also the connections will be there and here also that connections you can provide. And then this seated angle means on top of this beam connections we are going to provide at this portion. So only the thing is when the load carrying capacity will be too less, so during that case we can go with this seating angle. Okay, and then here the joining of column to beam at an intermediate section. This is at the next part, and here you can see that at the intermediate sections means from one floor to other floor or whatever we are going to place the column, and then at those floor columns we are going to provide some intermediate sections. So here also you can see that this one we can provide at the corner place, and here this one we can provide at the exterior, and here these sections we can provide at interior part. Yeah, and here you can see the beam to column connections. You can go with so many structural I mean the types of the production. Some columns, I mean during at the steel structures we can connect with the steel column to the steel beam, and when it comes with the concrete connections, I mean the concrete structural members, they need to be very careful while providing of the joints. So while joining here, this is considered as a column, this is considered as beam, and now we are going to show the interior reinforcements through here. So this is whatever you can see, this is the reinforcement they have provided at this column portion, and here they have provided the reinforcement details in beam sections. So here you can see the column bars, they are going to decide, I mean the diameter of this column bars they are going to decide as per the design concepts, and then they are going to provide these stirrups or column types what we can call. And here we can you can see here this welded placed cast into columns. So these plates they are going to provide at the part where exactly this beam will come and join here. So this is the weld plate cast into the beam, so this particular portion, and here where exactly the column will come and fix, no? So during that place they are going to provide this weld plates for the column connection. So once we place the beam on top of this portion, we can provide the joints from this column weld plates to the beam weld plates. And here, okay, this particular portion is over, and here you can see this reinforcement for cob belts. So these cob belts, they are going to provide at this part of the section, I mean at the inclined portions, what you can see. So in that, they are going to provide as a main bar to this column connections, because whatever the load which will get developed on this, directly we cannot transfer vertically to here. So in that case, this load which is going to transfer to this corbels, and then that entire load again which is going to distribute to this column connections and then to the footings, right? So like that which is going to transfer. And here you can see this pre-tensioned pre-stressed tendons, because this entire beam which is going to rest on this additional portion of the column, yeah, this additional portion. So this entire thing which is suspended, I mean suspended structural members, what we can consider. So during that case, they are going to provide this pre-stressed tendons, and then so that it is going to carry that additional loads, especially after the connection of these two structural members. And here you can see the weld plate cast into beams. So this weld plate cast into beam, like which is going to connect this column to beam connections. Yeah. So here, after this, we can go with some weld joints, or else even we can go with the nut and bolt connections also. Here also you can see this nut and bolt connections. If you zoom this, you can see at this part that nut and bolt connections will be there. Either they can go with nut and bolt connections, else they can go with the proper welding process also. And here you can see the beam to column connections when we are seeing with the elevation part. Yeah. And here you can see the column to column connections. So this is uh, first column, this is the first column, and this is the second column. Now we are going to join this C1 to C2. So this before assembly, they are going to provide the all the reinforcement at this part, and then they are going to prepare the concrete portion. So once they prepared a column 1 as well as column 2, now the process is to join these two columns. So now, due to some additional planning, like where exactly we need to provide the joining holes, and then which type of connections we need to provide, and then they are ready to connect this one column to other column. So once they're fixed, you can see the shim plates which is going to provide certain gap from this member to, I mean the column 2 to column 1, and these are the additional reinforcements which are going to connect at this part, I mean this nut connections. Sorry, these considered as this additional members or reinforcements as considered as the nuts, and then they are going to fix with the bolt connection. So once they're fixed, after the assembling of one column to other column, it looks in this way. So now you can see the gaps where exactly you have joined. So this entire gaps, like these portions, they can fixed or filled by using this grouting materials, right? So once they fix this grouting material, you can see the monolithic structures in this way. Yeah, so this is how they are going to provide the column to column connections. And similarly, slab to beam connections, when we have placed the beam to column connections, now the next member it should join with the slab, and again it is with the RC planks what we are going to use here. So they have placed the RC planks between the column, between this, on top using by using the grouting materials, and then forming of joints of arch structures. So here you can see the arch-like structures. They are going to manufacture tunneling connections and all. And then my voice is audible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So initially they are going to manufacture the separate members in this way, and then at the place of the structural location, they are going to install this one with some additional members, like what we can call this connecting beams by using the additional members on top of this whatever we can see, right? So here you can see the bending bolt, especially we can use in the arc like structures. As per the slope of the arc, we can provide these bending bolts. Yeah, so that's the main things we can provide. And here you can see the three structural components are there. This is considered as one, this is considered as two, and this is considered as third one. So now separately they are going to manufacture this first, second, and third structural element, and then they are going to install. And here you can see only the two arc arch members you can see, and at the center part of that we can place this. Okay, and here, okay, so this is the precast concrete structures consisting of solid wall panels and then with hollow core slabs. So with some additional members or the projected part of the wall portions, we are going to connect this T-like T-beam structures, right? So this is considered as T-beam structures, right? Right? Clear? Okay. So they are going to connect this T-beam structures to this projected part of the wall portions, especially this one we can say at the parking lots and all. In this way, what you can see here, right? So next thing we'll discuss in the upcoming classes. Facing a bit difficulties to maintain some space so that we can avoid these disturbances other than the class things. Okay, if you're having any doubts, you can just raise hand or else ask the questions. Else, just place your name and USN in the chat box.